What is up, guys? So I just finished playing Stray Gods, the role-playing musical.
Lost girl, I know I'm not a lost girl, but this is all new, and I don't know what to do.
A killer is on the loose.
Calliope! Please, come on.
Do you really expect us to believe that Calliope chose you?
We are the chorus, the gods who remain, hidden in your modern world. I'm afraid you have to die.
This isn't justice! I can prove myself. Everybody! Can feel the agony that's hidden there. Everybody! Can see the shallow grave we're digging here. Everybody! Should we endure, should we interfere? Everybody! Should I be part of this or disappear? Everybody wants to see you fall in love.
You can make us sing, but the song will always be ours.
So Stray Gods, you take the role of Grace, a college dropout trying to make it in the music business with her band. And while she's rehearsing with her band, all of a sudden a blonde lady walks in that sits in the audience and listens to her, and the two become friends. Later that night, though, when Grace is at her apartment, that same lady busts into her apartment, stabbed and dying. And you come to find out that the blonde lady is actually Calliope, the last muse. And Calliope dies, and her essence passes on to Grace, making Grace, unwillingly, the last muse. And so the plot thickens, and needless to say, the gods are not happy. They blame Grace for the death of Calliope, and now Grace has 7 days to prove her innocence, to say she did not kill Calliope. And that is the basic plot of Stray Gods. So you can tell in that picture that the gods look like maybe you wouldn't think they look like, and they give explanation for that. So in Stray Gods, the gods live among us in modern day, but they are hidden away from people, and only those in the know that they are gods. The reason why certain gods or goddesses don't look like maybe you imagined is because through time, they have become what they call idols. That's what they call themselves. They are the idols. And their spirit passes on through different humans. So the original Apollo, is not the same as the modern Apollo, but his thoughts and personalities are in things called eidolons. And when a god dies, their memories and spirit flow into either someone else or a chosen person they decided to pass it on to, whether they died in battle, by accident, were killed, or by suicide. They die and their new spirit goes to a new human, and that new human becomes the embodiment of that god, which is why in that picture you saw like Aphrodite and Persephone. They may not look like you would imagine. It's because that was the humans that were chosen to be the next Aphrodite, Persephone. But it's funny, Apollo, though, he looks like Apollo. Now, it's called a role-playing musical because it is a story-based game. You don't fight or have any other interactions with the game except making choices. As the story progresses, you sing songs, or Grace does, and you get to choose what she wants to say. Sometimes in the songs and sometimes in the dialogue, but you get to choose the answers to the questions, or you get to choose the next line for the verses.
Grace, you know that you're lost now. You've been given powers you don't understand. I'm the guy who can help you. All that you hear is at your command.
Wait.
No, it's okay, Freddy. This is all me? What do I do?
Start singing.
Now?
Why not? Time's a wasting.
he's got me shaking. I don't know what I'm meant to do. Something in me's awakened, but this goat guy thinks I'm some great ingenue. I'm doing it now, huh? I don't follow. Are those really
And that's
actual?
where the tension of the gameplay comes in, is because as it's playing the song, it gives you 3 options, maybe 4 options of the next line of what you want to say, and it gives you a timer. And you're like, And so they literally give you maybe 10 seconds to choose your next line. So you better be good at reading, because you only have a few seconds to choose the next answer. And your answer depends on the outcome of the story. So there is a lot on the line when it comes to what you're going to say or sing. You can't just say the wrong thing if you want a specific outcome.
Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails, not a breeze. I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen. All things that lose their way can find it again. There is no inertia in the ocean.
So what do I think of, first off, the cast? So the actress that plays Grace is Laura Bailey, and then Calliope is Ashley Johnson. So those that are nerds know those names, recognize those names. Not only are they voice actresses, but they are now popular for the Dungeons and Dragons crowd in their own series called Critical Role, or The Legends of Vox Machina, if you've ever seen that on Amazon. So you have those actresses in this game as Grace and Calliope. Also, my boy Apollo, my personal favorite, and that is played by Troy Baker, who is Joel in The Last of Us, the video games. You know, we got a lot of relevance now. You got The Legend of Vox Machina, and then you also have Joel from The Last of Us games as Apollo.
Courage, you need to be joyful. It's something I'll come help you find. No matter what I do, the answer's in you. But hold your hand on the wine.
So overall, what did I think of it as a story? I thought the story worked. There were parts that really had me in, and you really do get invested and care about these characters. And as Grace, you get to have romances as the new Muse, and you can choose who you want to be romantically interested in. You can be interested in Apollo, Pan, and I think even Persephone, but you get to choose that in the story. What do I think of it as a musical? I think the music itself is where the flaws could be. I say that because since you choose the lyrics in the verses, you can tell through the song that if you maybe have chosen the wrong thing, or at least what was not in the idea of when the song was written, because it'll flow, it'll be beautiful, and you choose what could be possibly the wrong choice, and the sound of the song just kind of shifts, or maybe the beats of the song don't match where it was flowing before, and you're like, oh man. And it kind of jars you a little bit in a way, and that is the biggest critique I have. And I noticed that reading reviews, that's what a lot of people would say as well. But that kind of comes along with the territory when you're trying to make a game of a role-playing musical. I just kind of wish that every choice was able to flow and not be jarring, because some of them are like, whoa, this doesn't match what was happening before, and it kind of takes you out. But when it does flow and works, you do feel it and you do care, and there are moments that get you a little misty-eyed and you care about what's happening. So like I said, it's a story, it works, and some of the songs are really, really beautiful.